And this is number 63, the Martial, from page 25 in the Max Pottag Preparatory Melodies. Here are some things to work on for this piece. So number 63, the Martial, this is a quick up-tempo piece. It's a lot of fun. It's challenging, but it's a lot of fun. It should be march style. So in this piece, we're in 4/8. This should be felt in 4. You know, sometimes we have something in an unusual meter like this that, you know, we have to kind of conceptualize rhythm in a new way. You know, the 4/8, it's not so terribly hard once you break it down. It's basically like reading in 4/4, only everything's smaller. You know, in this tempo, if we were going a march tempo, let's say 120, 120 for the 8th note, something like that. Da 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 dee da 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 dee da da. Basically, the 8th note feels like a quarter note would in 4/4. What is here a dotted 16th 32nd figure, like here would be a dotted 8th note 16th in 4/4. So this is not terribly new material in terms of counting rhythms and such here. Notice that a lot of your measures include dotted 16th 32nd. So make sure that's a clear dotted rhythm. Ta 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 ta. Don't let it become triplety. A couple of figures we can help maybe make work a little easier. One is here, you know, where we have this figure, ta 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 ta. Notice this is beat 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 and a 2, 3, 4 and a 1. Ta 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 ta. Now this, we can do the C and the F if you want on the B flat side with just the thumb by itself. Ta 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 ta. The other thing we can do is maybe double tongue the 30 seconds. Ta ta ka ta ta ta. So if you haven't done double tonguing, basically we're going to use a ka tongue for one of these. Ta ta ka ta. This becomes ta ka ta instead of ta ta ta. If you haven't done double tonguing, talk to your band director or get with a private teacher, and you may want to work on that by itself some before you start incorporating it into the etude. But that's how that would work out. The other place that you could maybe use that is down here. We can use triple tonguing for this triplet. Ta 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 becomes ta ta ka ta 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 ka ta 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 ta. And so that's a place that kind of multiple tonguing can help a little bit rather than trying to single tongue everything, which gets a little tiresome. Be careful of the 32nd notes, because the tendency is to want to rush these because they're little black dots, and we go, ah, little black dots. Must go faster. But in fact, when you get to that point in the phrase, you're coming along, ta ta ti ta 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 ta. This is like if you were in 4/4, this would feel like 16th notes by comparison. Ta 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 ta. That's one beat, depending on how fast you're going. You know, the tempos. It needs to be the same and consistent with what you're doing the rest of the piece. But it's not so terribly fast. It's just 4 beats per note. It feels like playing 16th notes in 4/4. It's that same feeling. The place that I think this gets the trickiest is you're coming into this last line. The tendency often is to really want to change tempo here, because if you have suddenly all these 30-second notes. This is, you know, beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. And the way you can practice this, I would start by playing this little passage on the F horn. And then you can go a little faster. That was not quite as clean as I wanted, so I'm going to try that again. Yeah, I like that, so I'm going to keep that, try and make that consistent a few times, and then I might speed it up a little bit. Then when you get comfortable with it, then maybe add in B-flat fingerings. If you watch in the video, I'm playing this all with the thumb down. So I'm starting with thumb 1 here, open, 3, open, 1, open, 1, 3 for the D, open for the F, and so on. These are really good fingerings for that B flat arpeggio. Don't add the octave at the end. Judges don't like that, but it's fun. So that gives you some alternate fingering options. You really have to pay a lot of attention to rhythmic consistency here. If you kind of go through it and think about how the subdivision works with all those 30 seconds, how this is going to feel. Remember, it is in 4, so don't overthink the rhythmic notation. It's in 4, and it's a march much like we would expect. Probably, you know, kind of a standard march feel to it, and just be very careful with the dotted 8/16, really clear staccato, clear articulation all the way through. And let's listen to this one again.